The Bajuni people are indigenous to the Lamu archipelago. They are mainly found in Lamu East on the islands of Faza, Ndau, and Kiwayu. Others reside on the Lamu main island, extending through the Boni forest to the border with Somalia. Those on the islands are referred to as Bajuni wa Kisiwani, Island Bajuni, while those on the mainland are known as Bajuni wa Barani, Mainland Bajuni. Traditionally, the Bajuni were engaged in farming, fishing, boat building, trade, and other maritime activities across the East African coast. A significant Bajuni population also lives across the border in southern Somalia, in towns and villages such as Kismayu, Ras Kiamboni, and Mdoe. The Bajuni speak Kibajuni, also known as Kitiku, one of the many Swahili dialects spoken along the Kenyan coast. However, some Bajuni do not consider their language a dialect of Swahili. In the early 1960s, following independence, the Somali government pursued expansionist ambitions. These included incursions into Ethiopia, the Ogaden War, northern Kenya, the Shifta War, and parts of the Kenyan coast, including Lamu. Somali forces attacked several Bajuni villages on the mainland. Among them, Kiunga, Mombore, Ishakani, Simambaye, Rubu, Matironi, and Mkokoni. In response, the Kenyan government instructed the local Bajuni communities to vacate the area. To facilitate this, security forces reportedly burned homes and forced evacuations without offering transportation or resettlement support. Many Bajuni fled on foot or by door to nearby islands such as Pate. In this context, the Bajuni consider themselves among Kenya's first internally displaced persons, abandoned without any support and subjected to a long-standing historical injustice. Kibajuni is distinct from other Swahili dialects such as Kimvita, Kijomvu, or Kiamu. Its differences stem largely from the geographical isolation of the Tiku-speaking communities from other Swahili-speaking regions. This separation has allowed Kibajuni to preserve many archaic words and grammatical structures that have faded from other dialects. Kitiku is a unique dialect in both grammar and vocabulary, and Nas and Henbush research of 1993 have observed that among the northern Swahili dialects, Amu, Tiku, Siyu, and Pate, Tiku stands out as the most linguistically distinct due to its northern location and cultural insulation. This linguistic integrity makes Kibajuni a critical component of Kenya's linguistic heritage worthy of preservation through formal education and intergenerational transfer. Unlike other Swahili-speaking communities, which tend to follow Islamic and patriarchal social structures, the Bajuni community is highly matrifocal. Family and social authorities are rooted in the maternal line. When a man marries a Bajuni woman, he traditionally joins her household and may live with her extended family indefinitely until they are able to build their own home, which may take years or a lifetime. This matrifocality extends to inheritance. While Islamic law stipulates that male heirs receive double the inheritance of female, in Bajuni culture, family houses are inherited exclusively by daughters. Sons are expected to construct homes of their own. A particularly unique feature is the role of the maternal uncle, known as Avu, who holds more authority over his sister's children than their biological father. This role is not found in other Swahili cultures, where mjomba, uncle, serves a far less central role. Similarly, the elder daughter, referred to not by name but with the respectful title Abaya, is revered in the family, often holding influence comparable to the mother. In contrast, other Swahili groups typically use the word dada, whose use while referring to sister can also mean close female friend. Following their displacement due to violence in 1960s and 1970s, many Bajuni families moved to urban centers such as Malindi and Mombasa. Others moved and continue to migrate to escape the harsh effects of climate change on the islands. To assimilate and gain acceptance, they have gradually abandoned their Bajuni language in favor of the type of Swahili in their new locations. To gain status and prestige, certain elders, especially women, have often changed their traditional names to Arabic or Islamic ones. In some cases, individuals have denied their Bajuni roots and claimed origins in the homes in which they had settled. This identity crisis has intensified over the years. Many young Bajuni parents no longer give their children indigenous names, believing they might face ridicule or social exclusion. This has led to a dangerous erosion of cultural heritage and erasure of community memory. In social gatherings and baraza on the coast, Bajuni people are often the subject of jokes and stereotypes because of the historical exclusion, further deepening a sense of marginalization. If this trend continues, key aspects of Bajuni culture, including tangible and intangible heritage, may vanish entirely. With funding from the British Council Cultural Protection Fund, CPF, Toweza Communications, in partnership with Shungwaya Welfare Association and Swahili Resource Center, has been actively working to collect, preserve, and document Bajuni history, language, culture, literature, and artifacts for future generations. The activities have included building an online portal for archiving and sharing the heritage, working with community poets, and writing educational materials.
Lakini utakuwa na wakati wala na hivyo kwa hivyo. Hapona si chaimeu chudome usiwavo. Chuvape na wanawechu chuvapoke wanavavo. Ifudhao nda Arabi ya nja ukoma.
The project has developed Bajuni children's book for grades 1, 2, 3, and the teacher's guides, which have been approved by the Kenya Institute for Curriculum Development for use in Bajuni schools.
So, mbegu tumeipanda, inachapuza, sasa ni nyie wenyewe kuipalilia na kuitia maji na kuweza kuilea ili iweze kuimara na thabiti.
It's been amazing to see how rooted in the present this project is. It's drawing on the past, but it's also very much looking at the future. And the way it's using both oral tradition, but also new technologies to reach people, I think is a really great example of why the Cultural Protection Fund was set up, and why we're so grateful for organizations like Tuweza, communities like the Bajuni, of taking part.
These are the first books of this type in the history of the language. By integrating Kibajuni into the national curriculum as a mother tongue for early learners, Kenya has affirmed the cultural rights of the Bajuni community and also contributed in safeguarding a unique and an endangered Swahili dialect.